this is Lady T, speaker, trainer, and co-author of the book Mom Entrepreneur Extraordinaire. I just saw an interview where Jennifer Garner was complaining because the paparazzi were asking her questions like, how do you handle work-life balance? I remember Sarah Palin was also upset when she was running for vice president. She had an infant as well as a teenager and a couple other children. And they asked her the question, how do you handle work and family? How do you manage that? And she also was upset and didn't answer the question because, as Jennifer Gardner said, they never asked my husband that question. Well, of course they don't ask the husbands that question because we do the work. According to the latest studies, the latest statistics, women are still responsible for 60 to 70% of the household chores, even though they're working outside of the home. We know that. We also know, number two, that it's relatively speaking, it's fairly new. It's a new thing for women to be out in the workplace while also raising a family. It's something men have been doing since the beginning of time, and we've only done it within the past 60 years or so. And so that's the reason why they asked the question. And come on, it's not sexist. It's a legitimate question to ask. And so the fact that we get upset when they ask us that question ticks me off because what we're doing is downplaying the role of motherhood. We're downplaying our own value when we say that. When they ask you, how do you handle work-life balance? You tell them as best as I can. These are some things that I do. It may or may not work for you, but I honor what's important to me and my household because being a mother is the most important job that you can have. It's a good, solid question, and it's a question that we all ask each other as women. I was just doing a seminar here locally for a small group of entrepreneurs, and that's the question they wanted to know. How do I manage? How can I? Please help me to manage work and family. I was talking to, just last week, a group of executives and team leads and managers and supervisors, 132 of them, and they also have the same question. How do we manage work, family, life? How can we get that balance? So I'll tell you what I tell women, what I tell myself even when it comes to work-life balance. Number one, there is no such thing. There's no such thing. It's just like seasons. It's just like seasons of life. In the wintertime, it is freezing cold. And in the summertime, it's burning hot. And in the springtime, it's raining like crazy. You live your life according to season. So when it's time when you're in the season of nurturing the baby, carrying that baby, there's no balance to that. You are pregnant and carrying a human being. And so if you're in a season of building a business, build the business. If you're in the season of building your career, because now the children are older and now you can run faster, do that. It's the season. The second point that I like to make when it comes to talking to women about that work-life balance is be where you are when you're there. In other words, don't let guilt play at you and pull at you. When you're at work, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I really should be at home. When you're at home, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I really should be at work. Don't let guilt, mommy guilt, move you and pull you. If you have that going on constantly, you will never, ever be happy or satisfied. Number three, you must know your priorities. You have to have a vision for what you want, what you consider important in your family. For some women, like one woman I know, she's a single parent, she has one child, and so she feels that it's very important for her child to interact with other children. So for her, school is not enough. She puts her child in after school care, and it's okay to her for her to pick her child up at 6:30 because she wants her child to have interaction with other children. Maybe your priority is we all have dinner together at a certain time of the day, and so we set that up and we make that happen. Whatever your priorities are, you want to make sure that you're honoring that and that you're living that. The other point is knowing what memories you want your children to have and create that for them. What kind of memories do you want them to have when they grow up? What kind of stories do you want them to tell? For some women, they want their children to have the memory of a mom who was a go-getter. I went after my dreams, my child, and now I want you to encourage you to go after your dreams as well. Some women, they want the child to have a memory of, I was the mother that, I was the Kool-Aid mom. All the kids came to my house. I was the soccer mom, and that's what I did. And so they want that memory for their child, and that's what they're trying to create. See, in the end of life, you want to be able to say, I did it my way. Not, this was important to me, but the job kept pulling at me. Well, this was important to me. I wanted to do it this way, but we didn't have the money to do it that way, or you want to be able to say, you know what, this was important to me and I honored that. So those are some points to help you when it comes to that work-life balance. They're not going to ask the husband. He doesn't have the problem of work-life balance. I mean, even think about it. Just think how ridiculous it is for the women to get upset that they ask her the question. Back in the day, if a man didn't have a wife, if his wife died, what did he do? He ran out and got another wife to take solely for the purpose of taking care of the children and his sexual needs. But he got a wife solely for that purpose because she was the balance. Okay, let me get off my soapbox. I hope that serves you. I hope that helped you. If you're ever asked that question, answer the dang on question. This has been Lady T, business coach for moms, reminding you that an empowered mom affects generations. So always empower yourself.